Hi, Carol here, and welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to do a Merry Christmas card using this Merry Christmas but friend on the bottom. This is a die that cuts out just the bottom portion of your cardstock. And I use micropore tape. It comes in two sizes, and I'm just using the small one here. And I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. Now you could make this a more narrow card, but I wanted it 5.5 by 6.5. 5.5 inches wide by 6.5 inches long. So I'm going to make my own card base just by adding another 1/4 inch to the top. And look how wonderful it is when you remove this die. You're left with just the word friend at the bottom. You could put it anywhere actually on the cardstock if you didn't put the two end pieces right to the edge. It would hold on there. But like I said, if you made it narrower, you could get just friend hanging off the bottom. And isn't that sweet? So I have 120-pound Michael's cardstock. I just love it. It's in the cream color. I'm going to take the ends off here because I'm going to use Stick It behind the image because we're going to do an inlay die. So I have the friend, but we're going to use foiling as the inlay portion of this card. You're going to love it. And I'm going to use two dies that I haven't used before. One is this beautiful Teapot stack. Isn't that pretty? I've had this forever. Remember I said I'm going to use supplies out of my own craft room? Yeah, so I'm using this, and there's the number 1157. It's gorgeous die. And then and look at the size, really nice size die. So I make sure that you have your T-square as well, because we'll be using that when we put the Merry Christmas on. Seat this right above the friend, and then I'm going to put this cutesy wootsy little die that I had by Poppy, and it's called Toast for Two. Is that not cute? It has a toaster, 1388, and it has two pieces of bread and little hearts to put on it. I think it's just the cutest thing, and I have had these in my stash for over a year and I haven't used them. So I thought I'm going to go shopping in my own craft room, and this is what I came up with. I just think it's so crazy cute, and I thought with the teapots and toast, you know, toast and tea in the morning, I thought it'd be awesome. These dies are going to play a part in the inlay portion. So when you cut this out, you're actually going to leave some of the image inside the cardstock. It won't come off. Like you'll leave some of the gut pieces attached. So I'm going to cut this apart so that I have just the toaster. I'm measuring it here so I know what kind of cardstock I'm going to have to make. And it's going to be 5.5 by 6.5, adding another 1/4 inch on the top here to fold and add a piece to the back so that I've made my own cardstock. I'm going to use some of this tape I get at Walmart. It's 1/4 inch double-sided tape, and it's a really good deal. It's $1.19 Canadian a pack. And you can get it in the 1/8 size and the 1/4 size, which is perfect when you're making your own card bases like this. So there you have the friend on the bottom, and I'm going to score just 2 lines on the right side and on the left side so that the bump is on the outside of the card. I think it will just give it a little bit of interest instead of leaving it just plain like that. Yeah, so I just pressed really well with the stylus, and you have this nice edging on the corner, and then you have friend on the bottom. But I did keep a little piece on the bottom to attach to my Stick It, because I'm going to put Stick It down, and then we're going to do an inlay card. So I placed the teapots down, and you want to just take out the guts around the edge of the teapot. You want to keep the edging on the cardstock and take the guts out of the cardstock, and then turn it over and put Stick It on the back from the top to the bottom, and that's going to hold the foil pieces. We're going to cut that die again with 2 colors of foil. We're going to cut it with blue, that deep royal blue, and with the deep red. I think you're going to love it. So just press the Stick It out, and there you go. You have it all the way across the back, and whatever you want to put on the bottom as far as color, sticking it down you can because you have the open space. But we did leave the guts in of the narrow part of the die. See, just all the way around the narrow part, so that you do have some of the cream cardstock left. So here's the red foil. I already minked this some time ago, and I kept some extra on the side. And then we're going to cut out the teapots in the red and teapots in the blue, and we're going to keep the inside guts. Here's where that press and seal I made today that I showed as a craft tip on a video, that's where this is going to come handy, because you put your die cuts down on it, it sticks, it comes out of the original die cut, and there you have it, my friends. We can pick all the gut pieces we want out of it now because it's pressed firmly into the press and seal on the cardboard, and I'll leave that to that tutorial I did earlier. It's just a real short one, but I'm doing a spit and shine here if you're wondering. Yeah, you'll see it all here, folks. Remember when our children's faces were dirty, we'd just lick our fingers and wipe their face? Oh, it used to drive our sons nuts. Anyway, I'm just taking the sealant off of the wonderful shiny foil that I have placed down here, because the foil has a protectant sealant you need to take off. Sometimes I forget to do that when I'm running a die through. So now I have the inlay of the teacups on there. I have the stick it behind, and all I have to do, just like a puzzle piece, is place it down. Now, if I was thinking, and I started to think later on in the video, I could have laid this entire project on top of the one that I have there. Instead of taking it out piece by piece, I could have just put it on top, because I do have the outer guts already on there. So everything would have fallen into place by me just pressing down on it. But you know, sometimes you don't think of those things until it's too late. And anywho, so I just, I just have the patience of Job, so I just decided to put a little piece at a time in there. I'm putting a blue foiled teacup in the bottom, then I go red, then I go blue, then I go red. Then all of a sudden, my brain took hold after that teacup, I think. Or maybe it was the top. I needed to do those teensy weensy little dots up there. And I thought, are you kidding me? Whew! So I grabbed the teapots and I just put it over top, and then I pressed out the dots. Doot, 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 just like Morse code. They stuck to the stick it. Say that 10 times. Yeah, I'm going, wouldn't you love to craft this fast? But anyway, here I do. Yeah, there I go. I'm going, good night. Why didn't I think of that, Carol? So I grab it and I take all the dots out. It was amazing. Yes. And here you have a beautiful inlay, and it looks like you foiled it. Foiled it. That's the word. It looks like you foiled it, and it's also inlaid, so it's standing up a bit, and your foil is inlaid down inside. The teacups look gorgeous. Actually, had fun shopping in my own craft room. I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and I found this die, and I also found that little toaster with 2 little pieces of bread that pop up toasted, 2 little hearts, and the little thing that you push down on the toaster is included. How sweet is that? I think it's wonderful. So, anywho, I'm putting all the mink foiled pieces parts inside. It's sticking to the stick-it that we put behind the cardstock, and you could call this a clean and simple card. You could do nothing else. Fold the card, put it in an envelope, and I think that would be sweet. Putting the Merry Christmas friend on there and call it a day. But could I? No. I ended up doing the inside and the upper portion, but I didn't do the back. Yes, I held off. Just did the 3 sides, and now I'm going to secure some Suquang 3-inch tape to the back here. I think it's 2.5 inch actually, and my 1 inch, and we're going to just put this on the upper portion of the card. I think this is the green cardstock, if I can get it, yes. And it had foiled beautiful sentiments on there for Christmas, like love, joy, family, hope. I thought it was only fitting to put it on one side of the card. I think it's because I like my cards to be super, super thick. That's why I create on all sides of my cards. And, excuse me. So, you know, it's not because I have to do it, it's because I love to do it. And I'm adding tape everywhere because that is a crafter's nightmare for your card to fall off when somebody opens it. You know, all the pieces, parts to fall on the floor. That'd be horrible. So here you go. I put this on the top portion, and then I will cut around it. Like I'll cut all the excess off, and you have some more foiled green. So we end up with red, blue, and green. And now I'm going to just cut a little bit of the glue off the bottom. You want to take a good pair of sharp scissors when you do this, and you'll hit just the glue every time. Isn't that? Oh, it's just a sweet card. Now, after I finish that, I turn it over and I take the excess off the you know, the card stock that I just put down. You have to be very careful. I just want all the edges to be even, and there you have it. Isn't that sweet? It's like foiling, but you didn't foil. I just love it. And then I put another sheet on the bottom of this, and it is foiled almost like roses in the background. And then I put the red teacups and the friend, and there you have it. I just have to take my Teflon bone folder and give it some muscle and make it close nicely. And here I just saw a little bit of glue. I'm taking that off, and then we're going to move along and we're going to make some toast. You can't have these beautiful teapots and not have a toaster with some toast. So, and you need my wonderful script, Merry Christmas. Now, somebody asked me where this Merry Christmas came from, which set, and I do think it's the Christmas set from the Stamp of Approval Christmas kit. I will put that in the description bar if I can find it online there for you, so that, but it's, you know, it's included in a kit, so it's quite pricey if you just want, I mean, it's a good deal for the kit, but I mean, if you just want the Merry Christmas font, yeah, I didn't get it separate. So, anywho, I'm taking out the red. I'm going to have Christmas in red and Merry in blue. And I put it through my, see my 1-inch X Xyron up there? And when I put it through, there's my press and seal. When I put it through there and I put it down on the cardstock, a little bit of the tape was still stuck. So instead of rubbing it all off and possibly making a mess on the cream cardstock, I just used it to my benefit, put some glitter from Stampin' Up! On there, and let the glitter stick to the glue, and you couldn't see either of them. And there you go, I'm cleaning up with this stuff. Isn't it amazing? No mess. 2 seconds. And now, yeah, I'm just taking it off. I only want the glitter around the letters. And you have Merry Christmas, and I love this card front, okay? I just love it. Next is that cutesy wootsy little toaster. I am going to die cut it with the blue foil. I'm going to make a piece of bread out of the blue and the red and slide it down in those holes that have the stick it in it. And that way it will hold it. I'm going to put the hearts on the front and the little handle to push the toaster down. I'm going to set that on there in red, and then we can call it a card. So there's my toast popped up, the red and the blue one. And I'm going to put that little wee handle on after I put these hearts. There were some extra hearts on my press and seal cardboard up there, so I decided to add that to the front. And it's only a 16-minute video, my friends. Aren't you proud of me? Yes, I decided to do a quick, clean and simple card here as a Christmas card. I wanted to use these dies because I promised myself I was going to shop in my own stash this year. And I think I've been doing a good job. So here I'm going to put the little handle part on the toaster, And I love the way my toast is three-dimensional. Looks like it's popped up because I raised the one in the front out a little bit, and I stuck it right down inside the slots because the stick-it's behind there. And there you have it. I hope you will enjoy the pictures. Thank you so much as always for your comments and for joining me. And tomorrow we're going to pull for that wonderful album, and have yourself a blessed week. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. It means the world to me. And I will talk to you tomorrow on the next tutorial. Enjoy, my friends.